I wanted to do a podcast today, but I didn't want to plug in the entire broadcasting apparatus that I have, so there's no music or intro or anything, which is fine with me, probably fine with you anyway. Just get to it. The podcast today, first I want you to think back, very far back in your life, all the way back to grade school. Imagine third grade when that guy, if you're a gal, maybe you're a guy, who knows, pulled your hair, or maybe someone spit on you and then quickly blamed the resulting fight on you when the teacher came to check it out. Maybe that happened to you. That is exactly the same strategy used to take out conservatives by liberals. I mean, exactly the same. It's the same thing. I mean, it really is. It's alarmingly similar. To win arguments. This is how they win arguments. And it's because that's all they've got. The truth won't work. Everyone has heard the lies at this point. The internet has made it very difficult to lie about something. Because if you lie about something and it's become public, then the internet will just publish something saying, here's the truth. So what do you do when you're exposed? Well, then you have to confuse the hell out of everyone. Let me explain how this whole thing works. I'm going to give you the steps. We're going to do this very remedial. A lie is okay, and again, this is a podcast intended for people who are running for office or who are candidates for office, but this works. I guess you'd be a candidate for office. I don't know if you're some kind of a talking head or something. Fine. Okay, so or even it works on at the dinner. Thanksgiving dinner, right, with Uncle, whatever, Uncle whoever, who doesn't like your politics. So you're arguing, and a lie is asserted in your direction, right? So someone throws a lie at you. You respond by blowing it off. Their response is, see, he doesn't even care about whatever the lie is. And it's the next one that usually works better, though. That's one. That is the first most common thing. Someone lies about you. You go, oh, come on. You see, he doesn't even care. Won't even recognize it. See, that's what they. Now, the next one usually works a little better. Imagine someone accused you of some sick, some disgusting thing, right? Of doing something disgusting. Would you be mad? And please think about this, really. Now, imagine you're asked a policy question that you care about. Maybe that you spent like years of your life on. And then someone throws a lie at you. There's a little bit of a twist to that. Is it true that whatever? Or everyone knows that whatever. And it's false. Everyone knows the sky is green and the grass is blue, but yet you sit there and say the sky is blue and the grass is green. What is going on here? Now, how do you respond to that? Again, option A, you say, come on. And they go, see, he's not even going to respond to it because he knows I'm right. Or then there's usually what happens to conservatives. Here's the trap. We're told, look, Mr. Whatever, everyone knows the sky is green. Why are you avoiding it all the time? Why do you continually avoid the fact that the sky is green? It's a fact. It's a scientific fact. Scientists say it. You're probably going to get pissed. You're going to get angry. Right? I mean, when someone says something that's so outrageously stupid, most people get angry. That's just human response. Now, what's the response to that? Here's the trap. Why are you getting so angry, huh? What's going on? Oh, you're so angry. You're a real angry guy, aren't you? And now they got you. Now, if it's a big enough campaign, you're in a big enough position, the media pals are going to very easily and very welcoming to saying how you're just an angry guy. And that's the tone of the entire campaign, if not the rest of your life. So someone could say to you, isn't it true that you are a sexual predator? And you go, what are you talking about? I'm not a sexual predator. Oh, well, you seem a little testy there, huh? Huh? Pretty angry guy. I'm going to start calling you Mr. Angry. And that's what I mean. Third grade, if you got through third grade and you knew how to get through that whole process, it's all going to come back to you. Trust me. It's like riding a bike. The liberal plan on how to debate or how to argue is a very, very simple one. It is put you in a negative box. Just to paint you in a way that you're not credible. Oh, he's not credible. Oh, no. He's a negative guy. He's angry, too. Look at him. He's getting mad right now. And they do this because they have no ideas. And when you have no ideas, or you have no lies that everyone's already heard, what else can you do? Think about that. What else can you do? And you have to think about it from the other side. What's the other side going to do if they don't, if they run out of lies, or if everyone's heard the lies? What can they possibly say? Now, here's another tactic that I've actually seen. I generally blow this kind of thing off, usually when I hear things like this. I don't want to fall into the trap where I'm consumed with the wrong thing. And let me tell you a quick story what I mean by that. So I'm a Christian, and I heard someone say one time in a sermon, and I thought it was very good. They said, I don't need to know all of the ways that people distort or falsify Christianity. I don't need to do it because I know the truth. And they used an example I thought was really just great. And maybe I should have just used the example and not done the Christianity thing, whatever. I don't know. Hey, it's a free speech zone here, okay? So hopefully you aren't offended by that. A bank teller does not spend hours a week figuring out the newest way that people are counterfeiting money. Oh, they're going to counterfeit money. Here's what they're going to do. They're going to do it this, and then they're going to do that, and then it's going to look like... No, they don't have to do that. Because they are so familiar with the real thing, the real money, because they're constantly holding money. They can tell when it's not the real money. They can tell. So I generally don't, I usually stay away from things like that, because you can spend your whole life discussing all the evil ways that bad people are going to do bad things. I once had someone very angry with me because I didn't want to read a book about, what was it? 21st Agenda, Century 21? No, that's a real estate company. Agenda 21, right? They go, you got to read this book. No. You don't know anything until you read this Agenda 21. You're just a moron. Okay, so I pick up the book. I get the book. I start reading the book. Okay, that's communism. All right, that's communism. Okay, this is just communism. I don't need to hear that. This is what the fascists do. I don't need to read a book that is redefining fascism, redefining bad government, redefining totalitarian regime. I understand, because I understand how it works. I know how people manipulate other people. I don't need to see a whole reinvention, 11th hour reinvention of it. Pretty simple stuff. So having said that, I will say that there's one thing I do think you need to be aware of that's a tactic that's used, and it's the audience trick. And I know this is published places, but it's important. I think it's important enough. A lot of things are published places, but the audience trick is, how do you see? It works with the other thing. The other thing is the whole assert a lie and hope that the conservative either gets mad or the conservative tries to blow it off. Option A, as we discussed already, they blow it off, and then the response is, "Oh, doesn't even care. Oh, you don't even care." Option B, you get mad, go, "Oh, what an anger. Oh, you're pretty angry, huh? Oh, a real mad guy. We want to put some angry guy in office? How long have you had those psychological anger issues?" You're not allowed to be passionate and angry about something, because then you get psychological problems. And then they take your guns away from you, and then they put you in a box, and see how that works. Not quite that bad yet, but we're heading there. I'm sure people got some ideas heading in that direction. So this works with that, the audience trick. So here's the problem. When you do that, you say, "Hey, Mr. Jones, you continually deny that the sky is green. Boy, are you out of touch with science?" And then Mr. Jones says, "What are you talking about? The sky is not green, it's blue." Then the audience trick kicks in. How do you get people to think that something ridiculous and stupid and juvenile is credible? And now this you may have had in grade school, depending on how sophisticated your grade school was. It's basically peer pressure. So the same thing that got you to flip your collar up or wear bell bottoms or wear women's pants now, if you're a guy, I'm seeing a lot of, or dye your hair pink. It works in politics too. And here's how it works. They situate people throughout the audience. Let's just plan throughout. You got 2 people here, 1 guy over there, 4 people there, 3 people here. So instead of just 1 row of 8 people, they got 8 people, scattered. And then when this happens, when this idiotic thing like, Mr. Jones, the sky is green, everyone knows it, then these people react. They go, yeah, you're right. The grass is green. And everyone yells out. No, I'm sorry, sky is green. Grass isn't green. Sky is green. They're all screaming. Or they boo. You say, look, the sky is blue. It's not green. The sky's not green. What are you talking about? And then they go, boo, and they snort, and they fart, and they belch, or whatever it is they do. Now, it doesn't matter that they're pretty obviously like that. It doesn't matter because psychologically, what it's doing is it's punishing a normal person in the audience. Because a normal person in the audience doesn't want to spit on by some lady with pink hair or had a booger flung in their direction. And that's why they make themselves as foul as possible. So you have to be very careful here. And you have to be aware that that is what's going on. So it's peer pressure, but it's more than that. It's kind of it's a bullying tactic. It's very interesting that these same people talk about bullying, and that's what they do. And they talk about it because that's who they are. That's what they do. They know more about bullying than anybody else because that's what they do. So the best way to react to this, and this is a tough one, I think, but I've thought about it quite a bit. Usually it doesn't do much in the way of harm. It really doesn't. Because the media is going to publish whatever negative thing they want to publish on you anyway. It doesn't matter. They're going to just take a statement later, throw that in there. It doesn't really matter. I personally think the best way to react is to just point out what they're doing. Say, okay, I understand you've got people scattered throughout the room to pretend like the sky is green. I understand, but the sky's not green. So you can fill the room with people. You can bust them in. You can do whatever you have to do. I'm never going to sit up here and tell you a lie that the grass is blue and the sky is green. And I'd simply leave it at that. That's what I think is the best way to react if you're running for office and that happens to you, usually at a debate, obviously, or a public hall meeting or whatever. Because the people who are actually in a position where they would vote for you, the only way you can lose their vote is if you somehow react in a way that they go, I don't know about that guy. And if you start pounding on the table and get angry, they're going to go, gee, I don't know. I don't know if I want to deal with this guy. Or they'll think you're childish. Everyone wants to drag you down to their level, so don't let them do that. But overall, what is the lesson here? And there's a lesson. That is, you have to be very patient. You have to be really patient when you're running for office or when you're dealing with this. I don't think it was the case years ago. I've been in situations where pretty bad, things are pretty bad, but I've never had to deal with, when I was doing politics, I've never had to deal with someone go up and say, hey, Mr. My name, so you're on record saying that a man is a man and a woman is a woman. How do you explain the 86 other genders? I don't even really legitimately know at 29 years old how I would handle that. I don't know, because it's such a strange thing to me to think that way. I have no idea what I would be thinking or what might come out of my mouth, and that's what they hope to do. They hope you're going to say something that's going to make you look silly. So you have to be very patient, and if there's one thing I think you should do if you are running for office is get one of those wipe boards. I don't know what they're called. A wipe board. You know what I'm talking about. The marker where you can wipe it off. Or get a permanent marker, actually, and write it on the wall or something. Write patience on the board in permanent marker and underline it. So that every day when you go and you do something for a campaign, when we're campaigning, remember to be patient. Because there are people, their whole goal, and again, if you're close to winning, they will do this, and they're going to find a way to get you angry. So they can say, there's an angry man. Look at this man, he's so angry. See? That's what they want to do, because they have nothing else. So it's just tear you down. Tear down, tear down. Imagine you're trying to convince a 4-year-old child not to jump off a wall. The 4-year-old's on the wall, and if you scream like, don't jump, he might fall, right? Think about that. You've just got to be very patient. But unlike the 4-year-old, these people aren't for. They know what they're doing. You just got to be careful because they're trying to kind of work you. And again, if you understand where they're coming from, everything else has failed. They've tried saying grandma's going to die if Republicans get elected. Social Security's going to go under. They tried saying Republicans hate women. Well, they're doing that now. Oh, Republicans hate women, and they hate this, and they have that. And if you got blue eyes, Republicans hate you too. They've tried all this, and I don't think 2016. If I learned anything from 2016, I think people are starting to realize that all the hatred, they hate me because I'm a woman, and they hate him because he's got gray hair, and they hate him because of that hat on his head. I mean, all this stuff, it is getting so silly. And when you keep saying it and keep saying it, it's not new. All you're doing is just the new generations hearing it for the first time, but then they get accustomed to it. So all you're really affecting are those individuals between like 18 and 24 who've only heard it maybe once or twice, and they're shocked. Oh my gosh, you mean this guy doesn't like grandma? And then the people who are 40 are saying, yeah, I've heard that before. I've heard that for about 20 years, that Republicans hate grandma, and they hate kids, and they hate immigrants. And everyone's, once you've heard that, that's why the older people tend to be Republican. But so they run out of threats. So now I think because of the internet, it's gotten quicker. It's pretty subtle when you had just the three networks and the newspaper, and people didn't talk about politics that much. Now it's so much everywhere that it's been accelerated. So they've already done this. They've run out of threats. Now they just attack because there's nothing else to do. So just attack people. Attack. Here, see a guy, Republican. Oh, you're a Republican. You must hate women, and you hate bodies, and you hate people who aren't sick. You want everyone to be sick and dead, and you love the Russians. And I mean, it really sounds like something a 9-year-old would come up with. The Russians are helping you. Yeah, it's the Russians. Yeah, forget the fact that Republicans are capitalists and the Russians are communists, and far more ideologically to the side of what a Democrat is. Forget that. Nope, Russians wouldn't. I mean, believe me, the Russians would be helping Democrats because that's where that is. So it doesn't make any sense. I also don't understand why Republicans are red and Democrats are blue. You'd think the Republicans are blue, right? Because they're right with the pinko, where they came from, the red signs, the red square, all that stuff. So anything that's upside down, backwards, wrong, that's what's being kind of put forward out there into the public. So let me explain just an attack here on, I saw a Twitter post not too long ago. I feel like I'm doing stand-up comedy here. I saw a Twitter post not too long ago, and sort of a real-world example. And I wish I had it here. It said, what was it, a news story? It said something along the lines of, and this is because of this abortion law in Georgia, Alabama, and it says it's now illegal. It was a news story, though, but it was a Twitter post. It's now illegal to be a rape survivor. And I saw that. I thought to myself immediately, I thought, okay, I got to read this. And so there you go. Successful. First thing they wanted is you to click on it. I clicked on it, so they're happy about that. And that's fine. So I just wanted to see what the rationale, because it's so crazy. Oh, yeah, it's illegal to be a rape survivor. Yes, Republicans got together in a room and they've said, all right, fellow Republicans, we hate women so much, we want to make it illegal to survive a rape. They should be raped. Now, there's a country in the world, a couple countries in the world where there's maybe some truth to that. Nowhere near here, and we've been at war with these people, so anyway, let's leave that there. Illegal to be a rape survivor. I'm not making that up. So I read the article, and all it is that Republicans are trying to say, because there's this debate, whether is it a baby, is it a fetus, is it just a bunch of cells? I don't know. Is sperm on the floor a baby? I don't know. Certain religions will say that, certain religions won't. But why they're so mad, why this all of a sudden is making liberals so angry, and this is the kind of thing you have to realize. It's a heartbeat. Heartbeat. When you say the fetus has a heartbeat, we shouldn't kill something with a heartbeat. That statement, and then the resulting law outlawing killing a baby with a heartbeat after 6 weeks or whatever it is, it undoes years of this whole abortion is a choice. Killing a baby is a choice. It's a choice, a choice. And years of this, just nonstop Just I'm surprised it's not on well, it is on billboards, I guess. It's just constantly, if you just every morning you wake up and you write down abortion is a choice, abortion is a choice. And then you just hear, what's abortion? A choice. It's a choice. It's a woman's choice. Oh, yeah. I mean, you could do the same thing with rape. Yeah, rape is a choice. Oh, yeah, rape. Oh, rape is my choice. My rape, my choice. My body, what I do with it. Yeah, if I want to rape someone with it, hey, that's cool. It's my body, right? Crazy, right? It's insane. And same thing here. So what we are doing here is, by saying it's heartbeat, we are now bringing back the conversation. And I guess what I'm saying with this explanation is that they have no way to combat that. Instead of coming back and saying, okay, Republicans want to say, so let's role play here. I'm a liberal who thinks that abortion is a choice, and I don't really care about human beings, and it doesn't matter to me. Kill them, don't kill them. I don't care, not a Christian. Life is just this crazy, nutty thing that everyone just kind of wanders around in circles and then drops dead and whatever. So if that's your life, then hey, cool, I get it. You have the right to do that. You have the freedom to think that. That's fine with me. But instead of trying to approach that and say something along the lines of, hey, look, I believe life is just this crazy thing and there's no purpose, and who cares if I kill something and kill a baby? Whatever. Hey, it's just a baby. It's my choice, not a baby. That's a choice I see there. Instead of saying that and being honest, they say, it's illegal to be a rape survivor. Why would you need to say that? So imagine, let's go back to the very beginning of this podcast where I said you're at a debate or some political thing, and someone says to you, Mr. Jones, isn't it true that you want to make it illegal to be a rape survivor? And then the 9 people in the room all start saying, yeah, it's true. Mr. Jones wants to do that. And Mr. Jones has 2 choices, right? Come on, that's ridiculous. And then they go, boo, see, he does. Or Mr. Jones could say, no, that's not true. What are you talking about? And start like arguing back. Say, oh, you're pretty mad about that, huh? Oh, we weren't supposed to be exposed. So it's part of this whole thing. It all goes back to this whole thing that is this juvenile 3rd grade pulling the hair, starting the fight, and then the teacher comes say that they started it. Oh, they got so mad. Well, did you pull their hair? Oh, I don't remember pulling their hair. Oh, no. Oh, I just touched their hair. I didn't pull their hair. Now, think about when this has worked. And what I mean is it's this, I guess you could call it collective bullying or group bullying. Abortion choice, abortion choice, abortion choice, abortion choice. Sorry, I'm surprised there's not a song called Abortion Choice. Now there will be. So now it's like, wait, stop, hold on, there's a heartbeat? Wait a minute, is that a choice to kill a heartbeat? That's an interesting choice. Those 2 words kind of hurt that association. Now think about gay marriage. I don't have the data here, but I know gay marriage ban happened in California, of all places, not too long ago. I don't recall when. And now I think you have more of a chance of being punched in the face for suggesting a gay marriage ban in California than you do of seeing it passed in California, right? What has changed in 10 years or whatever it is? Not a long time. People haven't changed. Same people live there. It's the bullying mentality where it's not about being right. It's about just getting people to not want to hear it. So people just don't want to hear about it. So people voted, well, I don't think gay marriage is a good thing. And then 5 years of all this attack and being called this whatever-ist, I don't know, whatever-ist that would be, gayist, anti-gay guy or something. 10 years of being called an anti-gay guy, people collectively go, okay, look, you know what, fine, I no longer care. You want my opinion? Fine. Have you ever been in this position? Personally, I have. Where someone asks you your opinion and say, oh, here's my opinion. Oh, no, you can't be serious. Well, look, you asked me my opinion. I didn't want to start a fight with you. I just wanted to, here's my opinion. If you don't want my opinion, don't ask for my opinion. You don't really have that right anymore, at least not in public in this country. And it could be criminalized for all I know. I wouldn't be too surprised. In other countries, it is criminalized. So that's how it works. So if you're running for office, I guess I would say this. If you're running for office, be very, very careful about what tactic is going to be used on you. Certainly, absolutely certainly, if you have any prayer of winning or any chance of winning whatsoever, I can guarantee you that's going to happen. Crazy thing. And you know what else? Here's a bonus tip, and it's so awful having to say this, But it's so true. When someone calls me, like in a business sense or politics or whatever it is, or just approaches me and they're smiling, "Hi there," and I don't know who they are, I just assume they're going to say something nasty, or because that's how it usually happens. I remember a long, long time ago in a galaxy very far away, and I was helping a friend, still know the guy he was running for. He was very young. We're both in our 20s. And I said to him, hey, he's a Republican. I said, here's what's going to happen. You're going to get a call from someone. They're going to pretend to be a Republican, and they're going to tell you they're disappointed with it. We're just so disappointed in you. We didn't think you were going to be doing this. Republicans are not going to vote for you for doing this. I forget what this was, something aggressive. And as you know, in order to win, you have to be aggressive because you have to fire someone. That's what a campaign is. You're firing someone. It's not just, hey, shucks, if you like me, maybe you could vote for me. It doesn't work. Not one person wins that way. So the guy, I don't know, a month later, 2 months later, calls me up, I saw him. He said, hey, come in here. I want to tell you something. I said, what? He goes, I got a call from a Republican. And a guy said he's a Republican, doesn't like my aggressive tactics. And I started to get kind of like, are you kidding me? I told you. And he goes, no. It's fun. This was back when caller ID was kind of new. That really tells you how old I am. And he said something along the line. He's like, yeah, I traced the phone. They get the phone number here, and I looked it up, and it was the home of the Democrat Party chairman for the county. So it's just tricks are all they have. They're going to trick you. So if you're one of these people, and I'm talking to you if you're one of these people, because I know you probably are, especially if you're listening to this podcast. You're one of these people where maybe your life has gone this uniform way, and you went to college, a great college, and you went to law school, and you learned the law and the elements of a crime, and the elements of a tort, and you took your bar exam, and you high-fived because you got it right, and you got your law license, and you practice law, and the world is, sometimes you'll lose a case, but things kind of go the way you think it is. And then you get into this, and you're thinking right now, what the hell did I get myself into? What is going on? Well, welcome to the real world, first of all. I'm sorry to break it to you that way. And I'm sorry to welcome it that way, but it's true. And second of all, that's just is the way this works. This is why people don't like politics. It's a slimy, nasty business with mean people who will do just about anything, and it is amazing what they'll do in order to hang on to the power they have. Because what else do they have? If you're a guy who has a job making $90,000 a year because of some fraudulent, terrible elected official above you, what do you think happens if that guy loses his job, you lose yours? What are you going to do? That's a thing most Republicans don't think about. You're going to go work at Walmart? So these people, they take it very personally. They take it as an attack. And a lot of people, and they're probably good people, but they see this as an attack, and they go, yeah, this guy, I don't know who he thinks he is trying to be a state rep. I don't know who he doesn't have a right to say his stuff. They see it as an attack. So you're going to be attacked in a way that is probably pretty gross. So just be careful, be aware, and be ready for it. But I can guarantee, however it goes down, it's going to go down like it did in the third grade. So as long as you remember that, what you may want to do is go over to, like, I don't know, your sister's house and hang out with her kids or whatever, sister-in-law, if you've got one, hang out with the kids. Hopefully they're like 7 or 8, and just sort of hang with them. Get in your suit and just go out to the playground or whatever with your shoes off, and pull someone's hair, and just if you get and hang out with the kids and just watch how they interact, you're going to be far more in tune with what's probably going to happen to you when you run for office. So there's my cynical take. I'm glad you stuck around for the ride. Always fun to do that. You're going to be able to email me if you want, renegadepoliticspodcast@gmail.com. You can get on the podcast. If you're there already, if you're listening to this, you probably already know, renegadepoliticspodcast.com. I am the renegade. I won't tell you who I am because you don't care, and I don't want to tell you. So that's about it. You can get a YouTube channel too. Don't forget the YouTube channel, Renegade Politics Podcast. Until next time, take care. I wish I had a good kind of outro, like take care of yourselves, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Was there a guy that said that at the end of his... Didn't Chuck Woolery have something like that? Take care of yourselves. So until then, take care of whoever you got to take care of, okay? How's that?